Hello everyone, it's time for Spider. I'm a spider, you know. So what? Episode 12, which is not the final episode. This is a continuation. I don't know if we're gonna have next season 2, but I still think here, given that it's like the last week of what's called winter, yeah, or some animes go next week too. But this is generally at the last most episodes of final day, right? The Kaisen today's final episode. So I do think we're gonna have maybe. Obviously, this episode here I feel is for she's gonna leave the cave, right? I don't know, but maybe it feels like it could be a nice ending of the kind of the the season winter thing, right? The episode halfway through there, out of the cave, get out of the cave, woman. So I watch episode 3, 2, 1, and go. I mean, she's fighting the big boss after all, right? And it could be like getting out of the cave, get out the cave, girl. Opening probably? Yeah. Maybe a new opening this week. It could be a new opening. I mean, a lot of animes do 2 openings, right? When they have the winter into spring and so on. For example, Kaisen has 2 openings, right? And yeah. If it's gonna be a new opening, it's probably next week. Maybe 2 weeks from now. But I think if they're gonna have 2 openings, it's probably next episode. That will be usually how they do it. So tomorrow we have, of course, Macadamia. Yeah, it's back tomorrow, I believe. So it's the first new anime coming there this season, original schedule. It's actually pretty common because the Macadamia is also on Saturday, so it's usually the first day we have new anime. So Saturday morning too, yeah. But let's see if I'm right. Let's see if she finally beats the cave and leaves the cave and gets outside and becomes a demon lord maybe or something. But I mean, it could be of course more steps than just jumping to she's a demon lord, leaves it immediately as a demon lord. It might be more adventure in the, I don't know, in a forest or whatever between that, but meets her demon people and so on. Of course the Shiro lady also has her power stuff, so that might be her, but I'm ready for Faye now, you know. Yeah, you know, like Dragon, the best got married last episode there. She's gonna transform, you know. She's gonna transform into the hot dragon girl. This is what I'm waiting for. Yeah, the dragon chick now to come out and be like, oh yeah, I'm a sexy dragon girl now. Come on, this is. So what? I'm a hot dragon lady. Or else it wouldn't be much of an anime, right? Here we go. Getting my whole team together! Ooh, nice. Okay, so a massive poison rain. Pretty good at avoiding this. I will fight you to death. Here we go. That's right, I avoid easily. Stupid boss. That's like a poison tunnel. I suppose so, yeah, like a poison. I feel the fights are very much more magic now. Yeah, they're both jumping around in sky and throwing, and I'm just like, oh, you wanna throw magic at me? Magic! Yeah, they're both looking at this. They're like, I feel it's very more magician now. Yeah, they're like, they're shooting. They feel the bats and they jump from the previous. The previous fights were a little more physical. Now it's like magic shooting at you. Oh, I'm gonna summon my magic. Yeah, now it's way more magician fights here. Oh, come at me. And they're flying and so on. Like it's. I feel they really leveled up here in there in the magic, very much so. Here they're both, you know. He looks tired though, the poor boss. Oh, I feel sorry for every monster. It's kind of like I want to see you lose. I feel sorry for every monster she's gonna eat, right? It's like, come on, all these poor bosses. They're just trying to live their own life in this cave. You wanna leave them alone. And now it's more, this feels more like usually it's physical, yeah. This is more like, you know, try to scratch. This feels more like it's how the most battle has been previously. It's just kind of cute for her. But yeah, see, that was like a poison rain here, right? She's really getting into this whole... Indeed! Feel my 25 poison spells at the same time! And here's like some kind of laser beam breath. Why not? I'm gonna fix her web, of course. My poor web! This is very Spider-Man. I was throwing her like web balls. It's kind of weird. It's like a CGI avoiding these web balls. Somewhat weirdly animated, definitely. So isn't she the bad people? Am I the only one? Isn't she the bad guy? You know, the spider taking this poor dragon lizard thing, the basilisk. Come on, leave it alone. She's pure evil. Yeah, too late. See, she's the bad guy. This reminds me of Bofuri. Bofuri! Maple is clearly the bad guy. If they follow the magazine, people love this cute girl, this kawaii girl. It is Bofuri. She's purely evil. Yeah, Bofuri, Maple is such a goddamn evil person. Constantly ruining the game for everyone else. I mean, oh holy shit, she's so evil. But I feel our Kumo here, our spider girl, is also quite, you know. Isn't she the bad girl? Isn't she the bad character? She's fighting as a demon lord. Yeah, she's like, haha, I got you! That's right, haha, my trap! Are you dead? Isn't she really like the... I feel the more I watch her fight, the more I kind of rooting for the monster to win, right? I'm just like, yeah, isn't she really evil? But yeah, it's a way more magician here. She really leveled up her magic. Yeah, really leveled up her magic, right? Most certainly kind of improved her magical abilities. I mean, generally, the fight is more, you know, like projectile magic based instead of being like fighting. It's more like, you know, I'm throwing a fireball at you. That has definitely been more of a team here. He's still fine though. This is kind of weird now, this slowly. Yeah, it's like, oh my god! It's like max level! I don't know if that is the max level anime, whatever, yeah. Kinda, maybe, probably not though. Yeah, bye, yeah, bye. Okay. This episode's gonna be a long fight, probably. Yeah, what should she do now then? He's going Super Saiyan here. That is pretty cool though. He created like a path he could run on. Yeah, it's like a fire path he could now travel on. It's a pretty nice touch to it. His health pool is... it's bad. He's like, wait a minute. He didn't just in a health pool yet? He's like, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Damn it. Didn't go as well as planned, eh? It's like a nice, cool... This feels more like it used to be. She's running away from the monsters. This feels like the first episode was, you know, she's weak and being chased by some goddamn final boss moment here. Yeah, now this feels like the beginning of the anime where she's underpowered again, and you know we can root for her again, defeating the evil monster. It's way too high level for her. She out? No, she's a medic. What wasn't that big problem then? Well, I mean, she gets stuck there maybe though. It's not a nice image though. Yeah, this is a film more like it used to be. No, 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 I'm burning. Nice and lands in the. I really liked the fire reeking creature when they ran. That was a cool effect generally. No, but I mean, now they are in the feels that the anime I remember. It's like, oh no, I'm losing! He's way too overpowered! This feels a lot more. I'm dying again! Because at first this means she was just owning a that, but no, this is what we remember, yeah. No, I hate my life, I am a spider, everything's unfair. Yeah, this feels a lot more how I use this. And she's almost dying all the time, and. Ooh. Whoa! Actually impaled her. Oh yeah, I got some summoned like a rock through. I got a choice. Find an ultimate demon break time. Yeah. Sacrifice the power of her eye. Oh. Oh man. I offer all my blood here to win. Or body parts more like it. Or a last stand attack there. But as long as she wins, she gets healed up though. I mean, every time she levels up, she gets full health again. So, taking most games right. So she has that. All has going for her. That she heals her body parts. As long as she wins or level up, I guess in general. Arguably, you could lose to level up, right? Depending on the game in some games. But anyway, yeah, good point. That was quite brutal though. She got. Here we go. Final. Ooh. Okay, what's the strategy? I know. To fight it from the inside. Here we go. She's tiny enough to fight it from the inside. You pause inside of it. See? From the inside. Classic strategy. See? She's like, you know, I'm gonna jump into like Drax. I'm gonna jump into his mouth. Clearly weaker on the inside. Come on. Yeah. Heals yourself again with the healing ball. Okay, now it really is like super. Yeah, it goes up here in the hole. This is out of everything though. Health, mana. Maybe someone will save her. I think I want to see her win it by herself though. Get some. Maybe Sensei wasn't lying, but she's dead. I don't think she's gonna die though. The main character girl gonna die here. No, yeah, she's gonna do something to stand up. With a Malamara touch to it. Well, I mean, if she's dying anyway, but I think as long as she levels up from this, she'll be fine, right? That's been kind of like the formula how she survived, basically. Now she's kind of falling down here, looks all, looks very almost dying, right? But lost her some of her legs and so on, little spider legs. Now she can finish it off, right? She's gonna do the finish blow. And evolve. But I mean, she basically won now. Yeah, come on. She kinda did it. Probably. Those boxing matches and both guys are like, they can barely stand up, yeah, and it's like, I'm gonna just do the finish punch, you know, it's like, I'm gonna point at him, it's like one health left, it's gonna touch him with my finger, and then I win, you know, it's kind of that finish up, yeah, you gotta get over there, and he's like, you're dead, I won. She's a very poisonous spider girl. The story for this boss is like, someone finally beat me. You can have my life, girl. It's like, no! I'm kind of expecting this thing to be, I'm also Iska Kato. I mean, it's almost feel like he's gonna be like, I'm also used to be a human. Something like, I was reborn as the boss of this dungeon or something. I used to train up too. It's like, you almost expect this guy to be Iska Kato too now. Man. It's got crystals there. You know, you could talk to him, you know? Yeah, like you could talk to them. Yeah, but you could talk and be like, this is the truth of it. So it's like, you could growl. But it could be because they can't understand, sorry. It could be they can't speak the orders, you know, beast language. They can't just... Now we jump to the present time here of Demon Girl. Demon Lord Girl said. Nice, some fan service. That's what we really need. Yeah, there's the Shiro. She could be heard well, yeah, and interesting also because of the 10 powers. it's back to him and his, the scarf, again here. Nissan, I'm gonna save you. This is like the most protagonistic storyline ever. Gonna save your revenge brother, yeah, my legendary hero brother, gonna get revenge or something, save him or something. It really is like the very, very iconic, like, I gotta save my Nissan. And he was with his gender-bending girlfriend and everything. That's not as standard, but still. Got that going for him, baby. And the motor is super ready to him. Looks like the elf, yeah. Så har leg där, så ska det look like an elf leg. Here is evil betrayer. The most obvious traitor guy ever. Like, Jesus Christ, he was the most obvious betrayer. He was the most obvious betrayer guy ever. Jesus Christ, and she just pissed him off more, man. Oh, Sansa's actions to just make him angrier. Come on, it's like, how can I make this betrayer guy want to hurt us even more? I don't know. Take his powers, they love so much they can betray us and come back and hate us. I just like in the opening she eats the planet thing, the grape. She like bites it, right? This is far out of the cave. The last episode of this season. Because it's still like winter season. Yeah. See, if I'm gonna be right, is it she finally out of the cave or like into the frozen waste now instead? The next cave. I hope she's out of the cave, honestly. Episode 13, next season, so to speak, spring season. I want to see a new opening. That's out of the cave, right? Come on, please. It's probably gonna be the next part cave. It's probably a troll. It probably is a bait, right? Yeah, probably it's a bait. This insert his music here. She find out there's probably a new part of the cave, right? Because this is like, because this anime usually is worse. On the ice cave instead. Oh, it's like mommy. I guess there's mommy there coming. I do hope it's out of the cave. Come on, I hope it's out of the cave, right? I really do that. This cave is so boring. No, come on. Like, I want to see her in another environment. It's more like she can keep fighting stuff and level up, and she can keep fighting bosses. But I just want to see her in something else, right? In a forest or in a desert. I don't know. I just want to see something else. I think the cave is too long now. Definitely. It's my visual standpoint. I want to see her fight other monsters, right? Whatever. If she's gonna keep doing the same thing, I would much rather she keep doing that. Yeah, again, something else, right? Outside the cave. I don't know, a city, she can fight humans, right? Whatever. I think the cave has definitely been a little overstated welcome. I think the anime is bad, but I'm just saying that the cave is a very, very, very long part of the anime, isn't this cave, right? It would be like a nice touch to it if she leaves now, but it looks like Mommy was gonna come there and she might have to fight Mom or something, right? Given the ending there, we kind of saw her eyes glaring up, right? So felt more like she's gonna have to defeat her evil spider mommy. I kinda would be interesting if they're both the demon lord. Like the demon lord is the mom instead and she's the white then. Yeah, like they're both turned into this, itchy, sexy spider girl ladies, right? Yeah, and her and mommy. That would be interesting as well. That could also be. I mean, I could see it happening. Why is she the one being able to transform into a sexy spider demon girl? Like, she also be her mom, right? She's a high level spider lady too, right? They can both turn into this thing and be like, yeah, let's conquer the planet. You and me, girl. It's like, join me, and together we can save the planet by ruling it and destroying this life because we need to rebuild the universe thing, right? Come on, that'd be pretty funny. I thought it earlier too, I think, last week. It'd be kind of funny, or yeah. Like, if it's her mom, right? That's the other one. And then they can both be in the, yeah, they can both level up there and be say, why not try it? Come on, why not? But sure, that's a pretty good battle. As I said earlier, very, very magical based, right? By far the most, with all the elements. My favorite part probably when the monster, when he created his flame pad thing, that was cool. When he kind of created that, he had to struggle there to, of course, overcome him. It looks okay. It also has an issue though. It does has an issue with like it's a CGI mess in a sense. It is true though. I mean, the CGI could be better. It could be in the orange to the orange, and here when the whole episode is a CGI fight. It does come off a little bit like, I mean, it's not the worst. I don't think it's the worst. I really don't. I'm just saying, that it's it is a little bit when you watch a whole episode and it's a CGI fight. You wish they could have, the Beast or Hoshiki no Kuni skill set, a little bit. It works better though when they have longer fights, I suppose, in a sense, because it's like a lot of magic and it feels more like watching a game, right? It feels more like watching a game, definitely, than anything else. Most certainly, but yeah. I don't know. I know some people prefer the spider thing. Some people prefer the protagonist of Shu is being like, oh yeah, here I am, and nothing, I'm the most. Yeah, it's not the most interesting part either. But sometimes it's kind of like, oh, he's very protagonistic. He's very cliche. But I mean, it's obviously like on purpose that he's gonna be this like super boring, very classic. That's it. I mean, his storyline is the most cliche JRPG thing ever, right? And his friends are traitor and so on. But in his case, it really, I really would say it makes sense, right? It purposely. I mean, if you ignore that he has like a dragon girlfriend, a gender-bending girlfriend, and so on, and all that the other isekai around him. Otherwise, his storyline is like, oh, someone got my brother, which I loved, and I'm gonna get revenge, the demon lord, and I am like the protagonist, and my friend betrayed me. Like, he has that very, very cliche back, the storyline and so on. But I mean, it clearly is on purpose. But I think, actually, in my opinion, though, maybe some disagree here, but I think, in my opinion, I do prefer probably a little bit when they kind of jump back and forth. Honestly, I kind of liked it. Makes the anime, because this episode was the best fight so far, though. So it's a good fight, but at the same time, a little bit like, it's like 20 minutes of them fighting. It's almost too much for me. I kind of prefer, it's a 10 minute fighting and then 10 minutes of the harem shows isekai harem life, I think they kind of gives a nice touch to it. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Or there's like another element, I suppose, in this anime, and that is, just Spider Girl is being like, look at my spider house, look at my web TV. I think that is kind of funny too, and like the comedic part of her, right? So I think in some episodes, while it's only about her, it's like comedy and then her fighting, right? And that's probably the best part then. It's like a mixture of comedy and fighting with her. But here it's just like her only fighting. And I do find that it's a little bit like, it's not, I feel I kind of miss the comedy aspect, I suppose, a little bit. This was kind of like the last final boss guy that she's seen so many times, though. So it's like more an epic fight, definitely. But still, I think that in some other episodes, it was more comedy and then also fighting. He's like, you're only fighting, and there wasn't really like any. But here, of course, in the end, it was kind of sad instead. She was like, no, he's like my friend, I don't want to kill him. Is he an isekai character too? Is he maybe, I don't want to defeat my best friend or something? It was kind of like that. So there was some sad moment to it. She's like wondering, is she doing the right thing or whatever? And kind of getting some character development there. So that's good, I suppose. Kind of went, this episode was more sadness over it. Over the comedy, so that's a good scene thinking about it. But yeah, overall a good fight, definitely the best fight, but also the longest fight. Yeah, also the longest fight, at least for one whole episode. But interesting. We'll see next season. As I said, I hope she really comes out of the cave. Purely also from a visual standpoint, right? That I will say. I'm tired of you seeing the cave. I'm not necessarily tired of seeing her fighting all the time. In that sense, but it's more to me probably that if this boss battle, wasn't a force instead, right, or in like some castle or whatever, that to me will just look more interesting, because I'm really tired of just seeing them, just having the gray black background all the time, right, yes, they had the volcano, I suppose it was more red, but most of the fight at this right here is in this gray black theme, right? If you console like a forest or an ice castle or whatever, I think it's white and green and so on, and they have other colorization. I think I prefer. It reminds me of. For example, any game, I guess, like more like World of Warcraft. So, for example, in World of Warcraft, they have different expansions, right? And an expansion they add like a raid, and you do that raid. And I think sometimes in that game, for example, you had the Fell expansion, I guess, in Draenor. That was like really. I remember I was like, I'm tired of green. Everything is so green, yeah. And then 2-3 years later, it's like, it's another expansion with Fell stuff. Like, it's just a green again. Like they had the issue, and I already promised that in some of the devlogs. They were like, okay, we're gonna stop doing green dungeons now, or red dungeons. Next time it's gonna be blue or something. Because it's kind of like you have 12, 13 bosses, right? Like 5 to 12 bosses to fight in this dungeon, right? And it's like, man, why is every goddamn fight a green background? And you have spent 1 week on that raid boss to do mythic raiding, so you have to grind that boss. you finally beat the boss, and then next week you get to the next boss, right? Because it's very hard on this mythic rating, and then it's like, oh, but it still kind of looks the same, you know? It's like the green background with some green flames. You're like, oh, I'm tired of this green stuff all the time. And then next raid is like everything is just red instead. Yeah, it's like red, 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 red. Oh, it's like red machinery, red stuff, red tomato juice. You're like, oh, it's so red here. So that I think that's a little bit how I feel in this anime here, honestly. Now, I think the anime is good, but I really wish you could leave the cave honestly, right? Because it gives me that feeling, yeah, like in World of Warcraft. You play this raid over and over again, and now like, well, I need a new raid, not because the boss is boring itself, but I'm really boring of seeing the fell energy raid for like the 55 time now. I want to see like something else. I want to see an elf raid, or you know, I want to see like something else, you know, something that's not like green or some other color then. But especially if you play World of Warcraft, I'm not talking about that. Some of those dungeons, especially the fell stuff, because fell is very, very green in that game. It's very, very like bright green. And it's very, yeah, it's really annoying green thing that they do in some of the zones too, right? It's very, very fell energy places are very, very notoriously one color. They're green and black, all of it. And something like green, black, and red, yeah. And then the next is like red. It's like, oh my god, man, stop with those green and red colors. I mean, I want like a crystal raid or something, blue, white, or something. But actually, I think the best thing, of course, when you do these things, like for a game and so, right, is of course that, okay, in this area, there's a much more interesting raid, right? So, like in one area, you might be fighting this dragon. He's living in this, you know, in this garden of his castle, right? So it's kind of green and blue and a little, you know, purple colors and flowers and so on, right? And the next boss is living in the attic of this castle, and then this is a much more, you know, I don't know, windy, and it's like dark black and the color scheme and some gold, and like I think that's important, right? And if you look at classic games like Castlevania or this kind of Metroidvania kind of games, right? You usually have different sectors. Like for example, if you play Blood, what's called Blood? Oh my god, the name. I have it over here. Bloodstain, yeah, like that game. You have like one area is like an ice cave, right? And the next area is like a fire volcano. The next area is like a forest, and the next area is, you know, that kind of sense is makes the game feel more alive, right? Even if it's one castle, like the Castle Castlevania, it still has like 10 different zones, right? But every zone is very different. Every boss is like in one different area, right? But I think it's especially I think it's a MMORPG, they have a tendency to be like, well, this team is demons, so everything is just demons. So you're like, oh, why is like 10 bosses in a row a demon, you know? But usually I have to say to the defense though, in Blizzard, they usually do have like, well, it's like 7 demons, and then almost that's a dragon, it's like kidnapped dragon, and it's like corrupt human, right? So they are better at doing like, okay, yes, they are mostly demons, but you know, one of them is like a vampire, and this other guy is like some kind of, you know, half demon, half human. This is like a dragon, and this is like a traitor human, and this is like a traitor elf. So they do have a little bit of tendency to, you know, yeah, but that's the reason why, honestly, why, like I said, modern World of Warcraft, for example, again, then every boss is, or not every boss, but half of the bosses are something else. Or it's like golem for some reason, you know. Even if narrative wise, it might not make so much sense that this golem be that strong. Why is it golem that the fourth boss is stronger than this random demon leader? But it's straight up, right? Because they know that people get tired of, oh, but we can't have like 10 demons in a row, right? It's a demon. It's gonna be tiresome for the player, even if it actually would make more narrative sense. So they're like, well, the 5th boss is a golem they built last year because, you know, I don't know, it's like built by some bad stuff. So yeah, they do that is on purpose to make it build a mixture. Otherwise, people complain so much about every boss looking the same, or, you know, arguably being the same thing with different similar powers and so on. I mean, obviously the mechanics can be different, but from a thematic sense, everything looks so similar always. But anyway, yeah, that's my reason, guys. You know, I think the fights are fine, but I am tired of seeing, oh, it's a black, gray cave background for the 55 time, and give me something else, right? I know the red stuff was more red for a few episodes, but still, it's kind of red, black, gray, right? So I want something different, out of the cave, get to a forest, get to a castle, get to something else, right? I really need to, the 12 episode now, I'm like, man, I need to see something else, right? I'm not going to stop the anime, but I'm just saying that it would be better, this is in my opinion, if she actually could do the same thing outside the cave. Next episode is probably her mom though, right? Spider Mommy. She probably left out Mommy then, so probably still in the cave, right? Most certainly. But anyway, subscribe to the mat. See you guys, of course, tomorrow. Today, ending of his Kaiser, and of course tomorrow then, first episode of season 5 of Michael Dima.